Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around because they knew eventually he was going to run for president.
Well, yeah, I think. Well, honest to God, I mean, well, that's what Jason Clayworth did to me. You know, he dug something up on me and then said, "Well, if you win the nomination, we might release it." And so they have this stuff. They know what he said. It's not like they didn't know they had that.
Well, we'll talk about that. That's been kind of explained a little bit, but I didn't pay too much attention. So my reaction to the debate was for the first 15 minutes, especially when he was answering questions about the tone and whether or not he thought he was setting a good example and explaining what he called locker room talk probably 6 times. And also the format, not having a podium to stand in front of, I thought he looked terrified. For those first 10, 15 minutes, he looked so uncomfortable.
He did look uncomfortable.
And so just like kind of, what am I doing here? While Hillary did the classic town hall, you go up to you engage with the question, and then you say your answer, and you're sort of using the entire space, and he just looks so uncomfortable. But once again, now the only really good moment, I think that he would his best moment, I should say, his best moment was you'd be in jail line. Now, of course, it's the people that loved that line are people that think it's okay to jail your political opponents. I guess, I don't know, because to threaten something like that in a presidential campaign is just it's unbelievable that he would do something like that. And you could tell that someone told him not to, because he said, I wasn't going to say this, but I think I have to. I'm going to have my AG. I'm going to instruct my AG to appoint a special prosecutor, which isn't exactly how it works. Anyway, but then so he goes on the attack and he starts feeling more comfortable, which sort of lends credit that he did a little bit better job. But then they asked Hillary about the public-private face for passing legislation, whatever she's talking about in that speech that was hacked. And she gives the Abraham Lincoln the movie, whatever the movie is called, about Abraham Lincoln, and I just think
the Vampire Slayer one.
No, and I'm thinking to myself, good grief, Hillary, are you serious? Are you serious? Because the point that she's trying to make is, of course, if I'm trying to sell something, I'm building a coalition. And these guys over here have a different interest than these people on this side, and these folks over on this side are completely out to lunch on this issue. Then I've got to try and make my argument, sell to folks in ways that will get them on board with my idea. It's like this. Say that you have to sell a car or a pickup truck or something, and you got 5 people that are going to buy it, and one of the people that's going to buy it likes the suspension, the other likes the AM/FM radio, the third person likes the seat warmers, and so on and so on. And so you're going to craft your pitch, because at the end of the day, the job is to get the car sold. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get the car sold, bringing those people along with you. So the point that she was trying to make was a good one. That's how legislation works. That's how coalitions are built. But the way she said it sounded so dumb and so confused that you kind of wonder, like, what her biggest weakness in any of these like debates or speeches or whatever is that she tends to give these. She's clearly thought about the answer, but she's overthought about it. She rambles on in these long explanations, a lot like Obama does. That only Obama is more organized sometimes in what he's saying, and it was not more
charming.
It was not effective.
Yeah, he's able to reach across. Now I'm glad you brought that up, because that was one of the points I was going to make about how Hillary didn't do as well. But I think one of the reasons she didn't do as well is if you look at Donald Trump's style this time, he wasn't nearly as abrasive, he wasn't nearly as aggressive, and he did shut up for a while, and that, don't get me wrong, he still interrupted. He still did this Donald Trump stuff, but it wasn't nearly as much. And he did have the line of the night, and it did help solidify his base. The other thing that I found very interesting is here's a man who's never apologized for anything. Do you recall him apologizing for anything?
Nope.
And here he is going, yeah, it's locker room talk, and I was wrong, and I apologize. I apologize to everybody out there.
Yep.
Now, hopefully that will make it go away, because from the liberal viewpoint, you can do everything that's terrible, and as long as you apologize, then you're good. So we have to watch how his behavior is from here on out.
Isn't that also a Christian viewpoint?
Yeah, it is a Christian viewpoint. So but I don't expect to hear anything more about it. Now, of course, you get a bunch of left-wing loons like Chris Cluey going like, I've been in a locker room, and one of the most hate-filled, vulgar attacks on Trump came from this guy who said, I've been in the locker room. We don't talk like that. And then he talked exactly like that. He just didn't talk about women like that. And so for me, what Donald Trump said is not very defensible. One of the things he did say really is true in a lot of ways, which is when you have money and you have power, having women come on to you all the time really, I think I forget exactly how he said
That's
it.
not how he said it. No, but he said when they let you do it when you're a star. He wasn't saying they're coming on to him. He was saying that he gets to do it whatever he wants.
And that unfortunately is true. Hollywood we always talk about the casting couch. There is a rumor that I believe is true about Jennifer Aniston, who is Hollywood royalty, having to use the casting couch to get her first role. This happens to women all the time. And I think it's terrible. I think, and my family, is there a single weak-willed woman in my entire family?
Not that I've ever met.
No. I come from a line, an entire history of strong women. And so for me to sit there and think about, oh, hold on, you have to do these kind of things to get what you want, I just don't understand it. So I'm going to spend the next minute or two before the break explaining what I feel. I think women are equal in every way. All right? I think that they're capable of doing anything that a man can do with certain exceptions. I mean, like that, the guy from Game of Thrones, the big giant guy. Yeah, I don't think a woman's going to be able to tote around a, half-ton rock. But they should have the ability to at least go in there and grab that rock, right? You don't know. And so for me, talking about these women the way he has is indefensible. I've always been torn about the Trump presidency. Mm-hmm. And, I'm a little like, maybe you're hanging around with the wrong women, right? Honest to God, if you're around women that let you do that without kicking the living snot right out of you, maybe you need to hang around better quality women. That's my point.
Wait, are you blaming them for what he's doing now?
No, I'm saying that there are people, there are women where they won't respond. I'm not saying they're at fault, but they're not correcting that behavior. I came from a family full of women who, if you stepped out of line in any way, you got corrected, period. And the problem is he hit it right on the point. People are coerced into allowing this BS to continue. And so in this next section, when we're talking about misogyny, right? And the good thing is I know Katie Mitchell's listening to the show, I hope. She hasn't written anything, so far I think I'm good because, I'm good at sticking my foot in my mouth. So I believe 100% in a woman's right to feel safe and protected. Now, while we talk about misogyny, I'm going to be playing devil's advocate. And I want to make sure everybody knows out there it is a role I'm playing and not really what I believe. So with that, we're going to take a break. Thanks for listening. We couldn't do what we do without you. Oh, hey, sponsor time. I want to thank all our sponsors, Des Moines Anesthesia at 515-574-6442, Halo Capital at Des Moines Interest Rates, Lubinas Law Firm, and Bertrosha Associates. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back